Okay, welcome back to another devlog. Today I'm going to be talking about what I did this last week in the game, what I'll be doing this next week, and kind of do a little progress video to see how we're doing overall. So my goals for last week were to kind of work on polishing the UI and just get it back in the habit of working on the game, which I think I did a pretty good job at. Let's go ahead and take a look at the game. Okay, and let's see how we did. Okay, so first things first, there's an overlay now in the main menu, and a button here, which is not really clearly a button. This needs a little work to make it seem like it's more interactable. The goal will be eventually to put some buttons here, here, and here, but right now you kind of have this overlay screen on the level select. It's maybe a little distracting, maybe a little big. It's honestly a bit of a placeholder right now. But I've also kind of implemented the shop menu. So another thing about this game is that as you go through these levels, you collect currency. You can see this little winged icon here. There's two here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here. I somehow have acquired 7 of them in my broken save file of the game, but you can then spend those in this shop to unlock certain technologies for your character. Next, if we go ahead and go into this level, we'll see we have this kind of new screen here as far as, you know, here. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Kind of cool the way that that's coming through, but so this is kind of how you look at the level and you kind of decide, okay, what do I want to bring into this level? You know I want 3 plants, I know I want 3 moves, and maybe I want 3 waters. Now, I wanted to crunch down the window here. This overlapping the level isn't great. This should probably come in down here. The start level button should maybe be attached to this so that that's clear that this is what I'm bringing into the level. Yeah, still needs some work here, but let's start the level. And we'll see now we have this wonderful animation here to kind of demonstrate that those cards are being shuffled. Yeah, that actually, a lot of the work I did this sprint was on this. Why am I calling it a sprint? It's a hobby project. I shouldn't be calling it a sprint. Anyways, so we've got the move tool, we've got the shoot plant tool, we've got the shoot water tool, plant, move, shoot water. This is kind of something I need to work on a little bit more. It should be clear that this is a button that you press to end the round. I want that to be like a black hole in there, but I haven't gotten around to doing the art for it. Okay, this is interesting. I pulled the same thing again. I'm starting to think that my shuffling code isn't very good. What I wrote to shuffle these things. Okay, so clearly going to need to do some work with that next week. Fixing that up, getting to the bottom of that. One last thing I want to show off is the dog butt. It's very important when you're making video games that you have butt jokes and poop jokes. So in this level, I'm still kind of working on it. You can see it's a big mess, but I want you feed the dog on one of the first 2 rounds, and then on the 2nd or 3rd round, you need to pick up the poop. And that's going to be a tool that you get that helps you with the later levels. Oh, I have to show the move tool. I have to show the move tool. So when you're moving in this game, you are shooting water behind you. And that wasn't very clear. It's still not very clear. I spent like 2 hours on this animation, and I really don't actually like it at all, honestly. That looks really cool in slow-mo. Okay, let's try this move again. So it is animating. It just doesn't look good. That looks good. Maybe it should just flash on for 1 second, that tail. I mean, I spent some time this week, 2 hours, working on this weird splash thing. So maybe that's just a burst of water that comes out at the very beginning. I do really like how this came out. It looks awesome. Maybe I need to slow that down even more in the game. Yeah, I do think it's pretty important you have like almost instantaneous rewind if you want it, you know, like I love that, but you know, we'll find some more things to do with that visual effect. So that was last week. Where is my thing? So I want to work on that shop that I showed earlier. I want to work on the deck building interface, and I think like, you know, I should really be focusing on bug fixes. It's starting to get some of those like really hairy bugs out of here. If the tool like shuffling and drawing is broken, it's like, why would you even play this game? Like, it's the whole point is to strategize on that, and if it's not working, it's bad. So that's top priority. A lot of times when I work on these programming sessions, I want to have like more than just like 1 hour before work or 1 hour late at night when I'm really tired. I want to have like a chunk of like 4 hours where I can really dig into a problem and start, you know, working on it. You know, not that I program for 4 hours straight, but you need to get into that mode, and you need space to do that. So that's it. We're gonna see if we can get to like a 30-ish level game by the end of the year with this, and it's gonna be a little tight. We'll see. Thank you for tuning into the stream. If you did, we're gonna keep working on this game.